All right, well, we'll get started. Thanks everyone for coming. My name is Tyler Burkhardt. I'm the Assistant Village Manager. I've been the one that's communicating with you all via email. So thanks for attending. I'm just going to give a quick introduction. Hopefully you all know why you're here, but in case you don't, I'm going to help you out and just do a brief summary, and then I want to go around and do introductions. I see these 6 sessions as pretty informal. I want it to be a welcoming, inviting environment where you can have a dialogue with each other, with the presenters, with myself. So hopefully we do that. So at any time, feel free if you have questions or comments, chime in. That gives you an opportunity to do that. But what was the purpose? We started this last year. We had 17 people sign up. And people sign up for a wide variety of reasons. We had some business owners that wanted to sign up to learn more about the community that they had their businesses. We had some people that wanted to volunteer on some of our boards, committees, and commissions. We actually had one person that ended up running for a village trustee right now that went through this program. We had some people that just lived in the community for 30 years, and they just wanted to learn more about the community that they're a part of. There's a whole variety of reasons why, but I think this is a cool opportunity for you to get to know the community you're a part of, some of the services that are provided, and what are some of the ways that you can get involved. So that's really the purpose on what we're trying to accomplish with this program. So we do 6 sessions, no more than 2 hours. I think once you hit 2 hours, there's a breaking point that we're done. So you'll see in the next 6 weeks, I'm a stickler on time. That's to help you out so you can get back to your homes and lives at 8 o'clock. We cover a variety of topics. So I like to kick off with history, so you get a good framework of how did we get where Shorewood is today. And then the second half focuses on village government, where we talk about the structure, talk about the customer service, talk about the budget when it comes to the village. So those are all components that we'll share with you tonight. For me, this is one of my favorite things that I do with my job. Anytime I get to interact with residents. I'm a Shorewood resident. I walk to work every day. So being part of this community and meeting other residents is a pretty cool thing for me to do. So I really enjoy this quite a lot. Thanks for being here. So that said, we're going to do some short introductions. So I'm going to have you say your name, how long you've been part of the Shorewood community, whether that's you've lived here, worked here, however your tie into Shorewood. So how long you've been part of the community. And then one fun fact about yourself. It could be where you work, it could be where you grew up, where you're hoping to go on vacation next week to escape the cold weather we have, whatever it is, nice fun fact. And then we'll just keep going along until we're done. So, Tyler Burkhardt, I've been a part of the community for almost 3 years. My fun fact is my wife and I had our first newborn back in November, so he is 12 weeks old. And I love him very much. So that is my fun fact. So, Jenny, I'm going to pick on you. Is that okay? Do you mind starting?
Do I have to stand up?
You do not have to stand.
Okay.
But you have to wave if you don't stand.
Jenny Fulfus, and I've lived here almost 32 years, longer than I've ever lived anywhere else. A fun fact, well, I'm a freelance illustrator.
My name is Teresa Cox. I've lived here for 5 or 6 years, I don't know exactly. And I guess a fun fact about me is that I'm the youngest of 12 children.
Wow, that is a fun fact. Luke, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Luke Kearns. I live in the last block of Maryland Avenue. I've lived in Shorewood for about 30 years, 1978. And I recently retired, and I want to do some volunteering, so that's why I'm here.
Good.
Adam Franz, 6-7 years. I work industrial robotics. Kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Go go ahead.
Danelle Chapman. I've been living here for about 3 years. We have a rabbit and I like beer.
Awesome.
Yep.
These two are some of our presenters, so I'm going to skip to Andrew. Go
All
ahead.
right, Andrew Straczynski, been living in Shorewood for just about 2 years. And my fun fact is I'm going to check my phone a lot tonight because my wife is liable to go into labor with our first child. So, yeah, if I duck out, that's why.
I'm Zach Stacaro. I've been here about 18 months. My wife and I bought a house on Morris. Fun fact, I guess I grew up north in the UP, super small town. We only had to dial 5 numbers for phone calls when I was a kid.
Wow.
So kind of knew everybody, so I'm curious. I'm not that old, so curious to get involved in the community again.
Good. Awesome.
Paul Stenzel, I've been living here since '03, and fun fact is my neighbor and I are hobbyist musicians, and I like to sing Johnny Cash songs.
My name is Derek Steinmetz. I've been in Shorewood for coming up on 3 years. And my fun fact, I actually am going to be escaping the cold next week and heading to California for a long weekend for my wife's birthday.
When you come back, you need to bring that like that, right?
I'll do my best.
I don't trust a groundhog, so. Yeah, go ahead.
Bob Wyack, I've been here since 2003. Fun fact, where my wife and kids moved back from Germany where I was active duty Army, I see Army. So my kids went to all the grade school, middle school, and high school, and they're both in college now.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
My name is Sarah Pressman. I've been a resident in Shorewood for about 5 years, but I grew up next door in Whitefish Bay, so it's pretty much my backyard. And a fun fact about me, I've done an event called the Tough Mudder 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 12-mile obstacle course, and it's a lot of fun.
Much respect, I could not even get
Anybody
fourth of
can
the
do
way.
it.
Did you do the Plymouth Oshkosh one?
I think so.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Patrick?
Pat Miller. It's been my pleasure to be the Director of Business and Human Resources at the Shorewood School District for 4 years. Fun fact is my wife and I just became empty nesters. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm Jackie Beard. I've been part of the community since 2006. And my fun fact is, anytime you call in for night parking at the PD, I got to be that lovely little sweet voice you got to talk to.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
I'm Crystal Kimmel. I've been in the community for about 13 years. Fun fact, I have a 16-year-old at the high school who is going to Chile next fall to study abroad for a semester.
I'm Tim Johnson. I've been a Shorewood resident since 1979. Ever since, except for the 15 years that I was active duty Army. I was that close to being an empty nester. This is my fun fact, but I'm fostering 2 kids, so I had more time. That close.
Well, thank you for both for your service. That's awesome. Go ahead.
Mary Kramer. I've been here 6 years. Fun fact, we brought home a puppy last week, and it's kind of like a newborn.
Teething time.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's 10 weeks.
I'm Mark Stoddard, moved here from Whitefish Bay 6 years ago. My fun fact is that we actually moved, fun fact is I'm delighted there's a surfing store here in Shorewood. Because it reminds me of where I grew up. I grew up and moved here from Southern California 25 years ago, so always been close to the coast and always enjoy the waves. Yeah. And also, extra fun fact, you want our rabbit?
Gary Bronk. My wife and I just moved here in March of last year, so we're pretty new residents. My fun fact is that we moved here because we were retired in Lawrence, Kansas, and when we moved here, our 2 daughters and their families, including our 2 grandkids, also moved to Shorewood. Not exactly at the same time, but now we all live within 3 blocks of each other.
Oh, awesome. That's great. By the way, I got my MPA at Lawrence.
Oh,
at
really?
Kansas.
So did I.
So, oh, awesome. We can talk about Lawrence afterwards. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Reshonda Stevens, and I attended Atwater, and then the middle school and the high school, and now I have 3 children, and my oldest is getting ready to go to college in June. And I thought I would be so excited for her to leave, but I'm not.
No.
I'm more nervous than anything, but I'm happy to be here.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks for sharing.
My name is Kathy Stokerbrand. I've been in the village, it'll be 20 years next month. We moved here for the schools. Our daughter graduated from Shorewood Public High School in 2016. And fun fact, I'm a recovering daily newspaper journalist.
All right, well, I'd just like to do that because it's always cool to see things in common, whether it's a rabbit or service, you name it. So that's always neat. And, throughout these presentations and that, I mean, you all will interact with one another. I mean, we don't get you into round groups or anything like that. We don't do that, but I mean, you're going to have conversations with one another. So I try to always kick off each session with something along that nature. So before I have Karin start with the Historical Society presentation, I just want to give you a heads up. We are video recording. This year we are going to be video recording the 6 sessions. All we'll be doing with the video recording is putting it on our website. So in case people want to know more about the Citizens Academy, or maybe they're nervous, for whatever reasons attending and would rather view it electronically, that we're going to provide that. Just another way that we're trying to be transparent about our local government and services. So I really hope that doesn't prohibit any or discourage anyone from asking questions. Just know that we'll be using it in that line. Just try to get the word out a little bit more, okay? So that being said, Karin de Hartog is part of the Shorewood Historical Society, was our previous president as well, and she does a lot of educational speaking opportunities to groups to share Shorewood's story. So for the next 40 minutes, Karin's going to go through that story with us all. Go ahead, Karin.
As Tyler said, my name is Karin de Hartog, and I've lived here since 1973. I'm just trying to figure it out. I think that's about 45 years. Originally from a very small town up north, and I said I've lived much more of my life here in the city and love it. We love Shorewood, we love being close to Milwaukee. It's been a good place for us to live. And the fun fact I will start with is just talking here about our neighborhood. Was originally an apple orchard. I live on the far north end of Sheffield Avenue. And when we moved in, we had one of the original apple trees, because that's where there's a lot of trees up in that area at that time. But it had been shaped so many times, it looked like a cake plate. It was just kind of strange looking tree, and then the apples got worms in them, and then the bees got in them, and then the kids got in them. It was really a mess. So I'm sorry we cut it out. But it was an apple orchard on the northwest side of Shorewood at one time. This kind of clunky title I got going here, the strong roots inspire and energize change over time. It kind of says it all, but just a little bit clunky. But basically, history is the story of change over time. And Shorewood has had a most unique, as most communities would say, but I think a very interesting history as well, and that's what I'm here to share with you tonight, because it kind of gives you the foundation for everything else that you're going to be hearing. Okay, Tyler.
Tyler, your remote's not working.
It worked 5 minutes ago.
Hit down.
Did it which? There's another button I have to push?
Here, try it now. Hit down.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. This area that we know as Shorewood was purchased from the Menominee Indians in 1831. So part of a large plan purchase that took care of just about everything in Milwaukee County east of the Milwaukee River. And this map from 1858 shows you, not too long after that time, how the area started to develop. Once the land had been surveyed, Developers, not developers per like we know them, but people that just were kind of interested in buying land, holding on to it, see what was going to happen, came in and bought up a lot of the land. But by 1958, things were beginning to take on a little more of a community flavor. And this, just for your information, this would be Edgewood right here. This is Capitol. And the far north end, which is Glendale, would be probably about here. We were part of the town of Milwaukee at that point. And in 1858, we still had a lot of people who had just bought land for the sake of having land as an investment. But we also were beginning to see some farmers. And this man right here, whose name actually doesn't appear quite correctly there, but his name was Thomas Bear. He and his family were the first people to settle in this area and stay here. And they were farmers from Ireland. And they had most of this land, which is, as I say, north of what we now know as Capitol, and between there and the river. Pretty good sized chunk of farmland that he and his sons farmed for many, many years. They had started a school. You can see the word school right there. It was right there in the corner of Capitol and Oakland. It was a log cabin, burned down several times, kept rebuilding it. And there was another farm down here called Ludemans, which I'm going to refer to again in just a minute. This area, when the people